Welcome back to another video, and this is my makeup haul from the month of August. Welcome back, and we are doing my long overdue August makeup haul, so I am gonna be showing in this video sort of my things that I got during the month of August, and I've bought all of these things with my own money. I always would say a disclaimer with these videos: if these videos make you spend more money on makeup then you actually have to spend, then don't watch these kind of videos. These are purely meant for entertaining purposes, and I don't want anyone to encourage overspending. I do budgeting with the income that I get every monthly from my paid job, and that allows me to spend some of the money to makeup, but I also do put quite a lot of money to savings and stuff, because you really don't need makeup. It's not a necessity, but for me this is something that I like to do, to YouTube, to film, and to sort of tell what I feel about products, and yeah. But that's a disclaimer, but if you're here to sort of watch what I got during the last month, then keep on watching, because we're gonna be going through now all of it. August was quite drugstore heavy. We do actually have one high-end makeup product that I think might actually be the first holiday product, which is kind of concerning that I really did maybe buy a first Christmas item already on August, but I can't be blamed because it seems that we're not getting fall launches this year. We're just getting, after summer launches, we straight move to the Christmas ones, so I can't be blamed. Anyway, let's go to the stuff first that you have already seen a review on my channel, and if you are seeing some things missing, that means that I have decluttered some of the items after I've made the dedicated review video, so this mainly goes to the Catrice and Essence things that you're seeing. So first let's maybe go through the Essence ones. This is the latest review video on my channel. So from their sort of seasonal update, I did get the concealer. This is a reformulation. This is the concealer I'm actually wearing today. And I do think this was pretty good concealer, but I did already like the previous variation they had in this one. So I don't know how much reformulation they did, but I do think for a drugstore this was pretty good concealer. Similarly, a foundation that I'm wearing, so with the sort of seasonal launch, I got this one. So this is a completely new product in their launch, and I think this is their like first try at a cushion foundations. Again, I think this was pretty good, and if you like especially lighter coverage product from drugstore, I would say this Essence foundation, like cushion foundation, is worth trying. Then I ended up getting two of the lip tints. One of these was actually like a mistake in terms of the fact that I think they just threw in an extra lip tint, because I actually ordered only one. So I think this was quite of an okay product, not my favorite. There were some things in this formula that I wasn't such a big fan of, but I do think the two shades I got were quite good, and I do think this is better than the previous lip tint formula that they had, and the packaging I think is also a bit better than the previous one. But yeah, these were like what I would say an okay, but not something that I'm gonna run out and buy new shades, or even would be, or if I would like if I would use one of these up, or if I would lose one, I wouldn't be rebuying this, because I wasn't that big a fan of these two. Then the standout item for me, which was a bit surprising because I really wasn't vibing with the blush. So Essence came out with their variation of these bouncy blushes, but they also came out with the highlighters and the bouncy bronzers. When I made my Essence order from Bougie Shop's website, the bronzers were not available, but I'm not maybe that mad about it, because we clearly had very like contrasting results. So the blush I wasn't a fan of, I did end up decluttering, but this highlighter, however, this Soft Touch Bouncy Glow highlighter, this is probably one of the smoothest. It gives this a very nice glaze on your cheek. It doesn't emphasize textures, and I'm pretty like shocked that a drugstore highlighter can do what this does. So this highlighter is something that if you've been eyeing a standout item from the seasonal launch that Essence made, I would try this one, because this is awesome. Packaging very flimsy, so we shall have to see how long the packaging will last, but in terms of formula, this is pretty hard to beat, even with some of the more expensive highlighters I have. Then to the Catrice ones, and I think a lot more of these did survive the sort of review video that I made, but there were also some staple items in this one. So first one is this one. So this is the corrector. I think they only launched in this single update 2 shades of this one, but I think more shades might come out later. I always take the poof off because I don't like the fact that the poof gets messy. You can usually just rip the poof off in this kind of product, and I've been just putting this on the back of my hand and then applying it under my eyes. This was an okay under eye corrector, not the best one, because I do think there were some things in this formula that I wasn't just a fan of, but this is the corrector that I've been now wearing. I'm gonna use this up, and then I'm gonna be going back to the sort of potted under eye corrector from the advent calendar from Catrice that I'm still trying to finish. But This has been an okay sort of peachy corrector. Then the standout item of or one of the two standout items in the Catrice's launch. So this is their powder. This is the powder that I'm wearing today. This is the Soft Blur setting powder in the translucent shade, and this is one of the finest, smoothest drugstore grade powders altogether that I've tried, and I was very shocked at how just how sort of airbrushed and nice this makes my complexion look without it making me look cakey or dry, especially because my skin has been moving towards being more on the drier side. I have to be more careful with the powders I buy, but this is something that I might actually even rebuy once I've used this one up, because this is like one of the best powders in a good while that I have tried. Similarly, what shocked me in how much I liked this was this one. So this is Catrice's dupe of the NYX Butter, sort of butter bronzers. The scent of this one isn't as strong as the NYX one, but it is there. Actually, this one is too orangey for me, so I did discuss in the review that while I do think the formula is pretty consistent with this sort of duo, this orangey shade in my particular skin tone is too orange. This one, on the other hand, the most perfect neutral leaning bronzer. So as someone who has a cool rosy undertone, for me a bronzer has to be neutral for it to work out on my particular skin, and this fills all the boxes. This formula, it's incredibly smooth. I do actually think the formula of this one is even more smoother than the NYX one, and I was like very surprised at how good this was, and I think this is one of the products that are going to be going to my best end of the year products. Then in the launch was this one. So this was a tubing mascara that Catrice did, and I'm gonna show the wand. So it had a bit of a thicker plastic wand. As a tubing mascara, I think it does what tubing mascaras do well. So if you want something that doesn't sort of doesn't spread out during the daytime and lasts really well, this is quite good. For me, why this is my favorite, the bristle, because it is quite of a thicker applicator. I did feel that I get a lot of excess on my sort of lid, so this isn't the easiest mascara for me to apply. This is the mascara that I'm wearing today. This is a mascara that I did discuss in my review that I am going to be able to use this one up. It's not horrible, but it's not something I'm going to be rebuying. Then this one, so they extended their sort of blush blush palettes. They did come out with the original one, I think, of this one last year, and this sort of shade extension. This was good, but not maybe my favorite. I do think there were some also things that I wasn't just a big fan of with this particular 6-pan. But I do think if you're especially someone looking to experiment with like cream blushes and you're looking for something very inexpensive from drugstore, this isn't actually a bad option. But this was good product, but not the, what I would say, best one. Then from lip products, so Catrice did their part with the sort of gloss sticks. We have seen now quite a lot of these, especially after Fenty made these pretty popular. I'm trying to maybe get this to show. So this was a sort of nice reddish shade. I do think as a glossy lip product this is quite nice, at least the shade that I have. This was in the shade, what was this called? 0110 No Glitter No Glory was the shade name of this one. It's a nice rosy glossy shade. I wasn't just maybe a big fan of the fact that this has a bit of a strange scent and taste to it, I did say that especially before eating, if you don't like the scent and taste, maybe take the initial layer of this one off your lips before eating, because otherwise it will get in your mouth. Also, I do feel that the packaging of this one, especially, it's quite flimsy feeling. This almost feels like maybe kids makeup more than actual like adult makeup, but that's what you sometimes get with drugstore. But this was in their formula, it was like okay. Similarly, what was okay and what I actually am maybe liking more because of the shade, so they came out with a new range of liquid matte lipsticks. This reminds me quite a lot almost about like traditional matte liquid lipsticks. I do like the cool tone pink shade that I was able to get from the line, and this is very long lasting, and I do think that if you are looking more into your traditional liquid lipstick, this is a good range to look into. Again, not excellent, but this was something that I did categorize as pretty good in my review video. Then some other items, and I think most of these the review videos is still going to be coming, but hasn't yet been launched. So I got two of these Revolution. They finally extended their Icon palette line. This is the what I would say the better sort of like palette formulation that Revolution does. I got two of the variations. So I got the one which was the Cherry Icon. So it's obviously this cherry shade one, and then I got the Celestial Icon, which is this one sort of blue cool toned neutral palette. I have already had this in my rotation. I'm very sorry, I'm a bit lagging behind with my palette review video. You are going to be getting a one palette review video this month, and I'm going to have to see which palette I'm going to be including in that one. But I have already done the looks with this one. These were in my rotation for 2 weeks. I have to say, like, just as a sneak peek, I think this one was more worth it, maybe in terms of variety compared to the sort of cherry variation, but I am going to be talking more about these in the review video, and then you're going to see the demo looks. Other Revolution products, these I haven't yet reviewed. I think these might be going to my rotation next. So I did end up getting Revolution's version of the gloss sticks. This is definitely better packaging than the Catrice one. This is much closer to the Fenty one. And what is the shade that I got this in? Sweet Rose. So it's a sort of rosy shade. Based on some initial reviews that I have seen from this particular gloss formula, is that this is supposed to be pretty pigmented. We shall see once I get it into my rotation, but I am pretty curious about this one, how this is gonna work out. Also, I did get a bouncy blush from Revolution, which is quite good that we're not gonna get a very extensive testing, so I already had a Essence variation. I am actually wearing today the original sort of brand, so I'm wearing the Rare Beauty bouncy blush that made this sort of format famous. And then the shade that I'm still gonna be testing soon is this one, so this is in the shade Blurry Rose, so it is again a more pinkier shade. So quite interested to see how these are gonna compare, because with the Essence one wasn't such a fan. The Rare Beauty ones, now that it has been on my rotation for a couple of weeks, I do feel that it is better than the Essence one, but let's just say that I might not be yet sold in terms of what comes to these bouncy formulas, which is surprising because I have liked a lot of the newer variations that we have gotten with blushes, especially the last couple of years when the makeup industry has been in this sort of blush frenzy, but yeah, haven't been completely maybe impressed with these bouncy blushes. Then in terms of like other drugstore things, so I did end up ordering the Beauty Bay. This was their like summer palette. This shows like how much like I'm lagging behind my palette reviews. This is going to my, I think, my review rotation next, so, but that means probably that it's probably not gonna make it into this month's palette review video, so you might have to wait for next month. So this is the Desert Haze palette. I do have to say, I have a swatch video on my channel of this one. Based on the swatches, I am very excited to try this out, because this feels like a very good quality. Like, Beauty Bay has been having a bit hit and miss with their sort of palettes. I do like their staple line products, staple line palettes a bit more. Some of these limited editions have been a bit hit and miss, but this based on swatches don't tell everything, but this feels that it's gonna be one of those good ones. I do feel especially the shimmer some of the shimmers in this one feel very extra sparkly and something we haven't seen from Beauty Bay before, but yeah, I do think this is gonna be shooting very well, even though it's like a Desert Haze and meant to be more like, I think, for the end of the summer. I'm actually thinking, for me, this is screaming fall if I'm looking at this color story right now. So it is actually like a very appropriate season. So maybe it was actually a good thing that I did wait a bit to get this into my rotation. Then the last product, and this is the one that I'm a bit thinking that was this the first holiday product. So this is the infamous YSL face palette. There is like one European retailer, it's Parfum Dreams, which is a German-based retailer, and I think they somehow managed to, they seem to get some of the launches a bit early. And this has been making its round, especially in luxury channels, but this is notoriously hard, at least for now, to get, because as I said, I have only seen this on the Parfum Dreams website. I'm a bit unsure did this sell out. When I noticed this, I did order this quite immediately. I have to say their packaging and shipping wasn't the best. The package that I got this in, the cardboard package was broken, and there was nothing softening up inside the packaging, the transport of this one. When I got this and I saw that they didn't have anything inside the cardboard package, and the cardboard package was broken from one end, I was thinking, okay, the palette is probably destroyed, but somehow miraculously this survived, even though it was like quite horrendous how they did their packaging. But Yeah, but I got my palette. I was even able to apply a discount code of this one, so I actually ended up paying like 66 euros for this one. I think the full price over this one goes around like 70 or 80 euros. Why I said that this may be a holiday release because I haven't seen, like, some people are saying that this is supposed to be part of the YSL's like holiday collection this year, and then some people are saying that it's a separate release. But anyway, this has actually now been on my rotation almost for the full couple of weeks. I can tell my initial expressions. I think it was quite okay, especially for someone like me who doesn't own a single YSL blush yet, to sort of, and also I don't own any of their highlighters. It was quite okay to get this palette, so I was now able to test full on like 3 highlighters and 3 blushes, and I do think this is nice, but is this something like as a especially a high-end formula that I'm gonna necessarily go buy out more shades? The jury's maybe out a bit on that one. So I think if you want to get, like, once this becomes like more widely available, the packaging is 10 out of 10, I will like give them that. But when this becomes more widely available, like, I think for someone, if you're looking into trying multiple YSL blushes and highlighters, this could be a good purchase. But in terms of the fact that is this gonna make me order more YSL like cheap products, not maybe so, because there are like some things why I'm not like maybe 100% sold on this one, but I'm still like happy I got my palette in one piece, even though the packaging of this one was terrible, how the retailer did it. And I even got a bit of a discount from this one, which was like very surprising considering that this was a very new product. But yeah, this will be included in my sort of collective makeup review once I get back to making those, because I've been now filming the sort of Essence and Catrice reviews separately, because usually those are the sort of reviews people want to see as a separate videos, and because usually those reviews have a lot of products in them, it usually makes sense to put those in one individual videos. But we will be also getting back into my normal collective makeup reviews now that the Essence and Catrice seasonal updates are sort of out of the way. That was my whole video from the month of August. Comment down below maybe what have been your sort of top makeup products that you have been getting on the last month, or maybe if you have been on a low buy or no buy, then how that is going. If you like this video, push the like button and subscribe to the channel, ring the bell button if you want to get notifications from our future content. You can also find me with the same nickname, Makeup Hedgehog, on Instagram. I hope I can see you in that video. Bye bye!